How's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well and you've had a good bank holiday weekend. The weather's certainly been amazing here in the Midlands in the UK. Hope you've all had good weather and time to relax and ready to go back to work tomorrow. I certainly am. I've had an 8-day sort of break now really between my procedure. I'm not sure if you caught my last video. Tried to do a little bit of editing on there as well, try a little new thing. I think I pulled it off in all fairness. So in my previous video I explained I've had a second hair transplant procedure now here in the UK by the same guys that carried out the first procedure in Turkey, Istanbul. I just want to start by saying, massive big up to these guys. They are true professionals and masters at what they do. This time round, it just felt a lot smoother. The whole process from start to finish, from when they were extracting the grafts to when they were implanting it, it just felt better in the UK. I was able to communicate in English. There was no, it didn't seem rushed. I could take breaks as and when I needed. It was just great experience all around. What also helped is the fact that it was pretty much similar sort of prices to what you'll pay in Istanbul. I have got details on how you can get in touch through myself. I've got an email address now, which is happyhairtransplant@yahoo.com. I'll put it in the bio. But no, just a couple of points I wanted to raise. Obviously, I did listen to some of the comments in the previous video when I mentioned I might look to lower my hairline. I had the hair transplant on Sunday last week. I took the Monday and the Tuesday off work, and I was back to work on Wednesday and Thursday. And now obviously I've had the long bank holiday weekend to recover. To be honest, this time round, it's not even felt like I've had a procedure or a hair transplant. It just feels as though I've had a bit of time off to rest, following a bit of a back injury or anything like that. It was just completely different to the first time round. I've been able to sleep as normal from like sort of the second day onwards. I've not had any stinging, any kind of pain. Swelling, absolutely no swelling whatsoever. There was obviously, I wore the band for the first couple of days to prevent the swelling coming down my face, but yeah, as you can see, absolutely nothing. I can go back to work now, even though it doesn't really bother me. People at work know that I've gone for a second procedure, but if you are a little bit concerned about people at work, or you work in a sort of a face-to-face role with clients, and you don't want it being as obvious, then yeah, I understand, it's worthwhile taking 7 days off. But one thing I wanted to stress is how important it is to take care of yourself after the procedure. Some people get caught up in obviously not drinking, not exercising before the procedure, taking lots of care and attention then, but then after that they kind of go back to partying, drinking, smoking, doing all the things that you shouldn't really be doing, even going back to the gym too soon. I mean, I like to go to the gym, maybe sort of 3-4 times a week. I've had to put that on the back burner, to be honest, so I've had to lay off the gym for this week, which has been fine. I mean, just trying to eat healthy and stuff and just keep that going, but it's very, very important. I mean, this is an investment that you've made in yourself. You want to protect that investment as much as possible. So getting loads and loads of rest, eating loads of like fresh fruit and really, really good diet. Staying off the liquor and ciggies and all that kind of stuff is imperative for your recovery. I think the first time round I wasn't given as much information. I lacked education on that side of it. Hence why I probably wouldn't go back to Turkey for another hair transplant, because it is all rushed there. You are just another number. You're processed as quickly as possible for the next one to come in and out. So they're just churning them through and through, which is just the way it is out there, unfortunately. But here I've got the right guidance. I've had the right support from these guys. They've constantly kept in touch with me over the last few days, asking how I am, how my recovery's going, asking for picture updates. So you can genuinely tell that they do care. They provide you with all the medication you need. But yeah, I feel fantastic, feel absolutely brand new, considering I've had 2,500 grafts. I can recall the first time round I was pretty bad for about 3 weeks. That was probably partly down to the lack of advice that they gave me, and also the lack of knowledge that I had, and probably, you know, just being a bit lax on that side of it. I went back to the gym too soon. I was probably out with the lads a bit too soon, not taking care of myself, not resting. But this time round, I've really done that. The weather's been absolutely beautiful here the past few days, 3-4 days, and you know, I've been really tempted to go out and hit a few beer gardens and stuff, but I've not. I've just kept away from it all. I've not really locked myself away. I've kind of kept myself busy indoors, you know, doing things that I probably would get around to doing normally. But yeah, it's just worked out really well for myself. But again, it's just the aftercare. You've really got to look after yourself to give yourself that, you know, best percentage possible, because at the end of the day, if you don't look after yourself after the hair transplant, you could lose a lot of hair. You know, they do say that I think it's 20-30% of the grafts don't actually survive, but you know, that can increase without proper aftercare. So yeah, as you can see, I'm my graft area, sorry, donor area now is pretty much 80%. It's there. You know, I'll show you if you can. Trying to use one of these selfie stick things to video this today. So my front-facing camera is not working on my iPhone. So, but yeah, as you can see, I did listen to all the comments previously saying don't lower your hairline, keep it as it is, and keep it natural. And I decided to do that. So I haven't lowered it any more than it was previously. I've just had another, I believe it's 1500 packed in at the front here to add that little bit more thickness. And then also I had obviously the crown area filled in as well. You know, I believe that most of my native hair has now fallen out, and my hair loss has come to a stop. I don't believe I'll lose any more hair now, and what I've got is my transplanted hair and my native hair. I'm 33 years old now. Maybe, you know, when I'm in my 40s I'll lose a bit more of my native hair, but yeah, everything you see now is all my transplanted hair. Yeah, over the moon with things at the minute, to be honest, and as you can see, I can kind of slip back into work normally without raising too much suspicion. I do work in a face-to-face client role, so I'm always out on the road, I'm meeting clients, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a talking point now. You know, when I first considered getting a hair transplant, it was the massive anxiety and stress and concerns about what people would think and what they would do and all that kind of business. But it's just, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me one bit. Went out yesterday, had a bit of food with the missus, and you know, people didn't even look. You know, I don't know whether it's just the fact that I'm healing up nicely, and I just look like I've got a bit of a shaved head, or it's just that I don't really care. Don't get me wrong, the first time round I was massively paranoid about what people would think, how people were looking at me, and all that kind of business. But no, this time round, absolutely no issues whatsoever. I'm 8 days after my surgery, and I think that, you know, my hair looks all right. There's no crusting, there's not much scabbing, there's only the little bit of dry sort of skin that's there. I've been told from sort of 10th day onwards I can start to rub that off. But yeah, this time it's just gone a lot better. I think this will transform the way I look a little bit more as well. I might even just keep this like buzz cut, you know, faded look. You know, it's sort of nice for the summer and stuff, to be honest. But you know, it's less maintenance as well. You don't got to bother with all the products and all that kind of business. But yeah, you know, I did used to have it quite short previously as well with a skin fade. So I might just keep this going for a little while, see how it goes. But yeah, no, going back to these guys, Happy Hair Transplant. They've got a clinic which they're opening up in London. They've got one in Wales, and they've also got one in Leeds, I believe it is. I am now associated with these guys to a certain extent, so I am actually sending over referrals to them, to these guys. They're happy to provide you with a consultation, an informal chat. So, you know, they're not going to hold you to anything. You know, you can have a chat with them. You can speak to them about what you hope to achieve. They can work with you to achieve those goals as well. So they'll build a custom plan. since I've had the email address open, I've had quite a few inquiries actually come through from certain gentlemen who have been either abroad. One guy, I think he said he went to Pakistan or India, and he said he had they've done a bit of a botched job on him, and he's left with just like a tuft of hair at the front and nothing there. He said he's it's making life a misery for him. I said, look, this is right up their street. I mean, the team that I had my hair transplant from, they will look at every situation. Not just guys that are looking to have a little bit thicker hair. It could be guys that have had a previous procedure that's gone wrong and they need to put it right, so they can work with you to do that. They can do small jobs to big jobs to whatever you need to. They're very, very skilled. They've got all the latest equipment. You know, I had the numbing agent put in the back of my head, and they used the pen method, which I didn't even know about, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be injections. One thing I was dreading all the way down there, to be honest, was the anaesthesia injection. But other than that, yeah, no problems whatsoever. They use the pen, which is like kind of, it's a bit of a stunt. It's a very, very minor pinch, but before you know it, your head's completely numb and away they go. 0.08 is the graft punch they use to remove the follicles, which doesn't leave much scarring. But yeah, no, generally, they're really, really professional, and they listen to you as well, which is important. You know, they don't just start drawing lines on your head and there you go. They do listen to you. You know, they were happy to have my hairline lowered if I wanted it to, but they did explain to me that the problem with that is I probably haven't got enough grafts to bring it down. This is probably the last time I can use my the back of my head as a donor area. If there's any other, they can also do body hair to head transplants as well. So if you've got a hairy back or whatever the business, they can do that as well. So yeah, they'll talk you through that. Again, like I say, you can get in touch with these guys through happyhairtransplant@yahoo.com. Forward your emails to myself with your inquiries, and then obviously we can set up a video call as a initial consultation with them. But yeah, really excited to see how my hair is going to come out now as well. But like I say, I would never have dreamed of the recovery at this stage 8 days on, and I haven't really done anything differently apart from washing my hair twice a day. Using the Papanthol foam, which is like a sunburn foam, spraying that on, leaving it on for 25 minutes, and then rinsing it off. And then also I watched a video of this doctor in America who recommended, who said he's really, really obsessive when it comes to cleaning his patients. He makes sure that all the crusts are gone by the 7th day. And I thought, I'm going to try this now. And I used just General Johnson's baby shampoo with chamomile. Patted that in and used a sponge to sort of rock on top, and it, believe it or not, you're kind of pushing the grafts down without damaging them. And then when you look back at the sponge, you see the amount of crustation that's come off onto the cloth. It's a great way of doing it, and again, it's another brilliant way if you're looking to have a hair transplant but concerned about the downtime. The aftercare, like I said, I reckon in 3 or 4 days time this will be completely clear. Again, I'll come back to you with another update soon, and as always, if you guys got any questions, fire away. Any detailed questions, any questions about prices and turnaround time and when you can get booked in and so forth, I'd suggest sending it to the email address. But yeah, general comments, please feel free to go ahead and comment on that one. But yeah, brilliant. I hope you're all doing well again, guys. And if you are considering a transplant, or you've toyed with the idea, give us a shout, and we'll go through it. No problem whatsoever. But yeah, thanks for everyone. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your comments, and hope you're all doing well. Speak to you soon. Thanks.